Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Easy Language Answered. Today is September 29th, and it's an opportunity for you to ask questions related to Easy Language. We have our expert in-house, John Bruch. He works for TradeStation Technologies, and he's the director of Easy Language Services. For those that don't know me, my name is Jesus Nava. I'm the director of client training and education for TradeStation Securities, and it's always a pleasure to be here helping you guys out. Let's go through some of the disclosure before we get started. Every symbol and idea that we talk about is for educational purposes only. It's not a recommendation of TradeStation. Active trading is not suitable for everyone, so make sure that you're using risk capital for that. And past historical performance is no guarantee of future results. For additional information, please visit www.tradestation.com/important-information. Thank you guys for being here. I'm going to see if John's microphone is turned on. John, are you there? You can hear me?
I can. Jesus, how are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Long time no talk to you. We were just in a meeting like 3 minutes.
Together.
Yeah, so John, thank you for being here and thank you for taking time out of your schedule to do this for us.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
There's a couple ways that you guys can send questions to me or John. You can unmute your microphone or you can send questions in the chat. If you're going to be using the chat, just set it to everyone so that we can all see your questions and we can follow along. But I don't have anything prepared. I don't think I sent you any questions via email, right, John, this time?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's see if there's any activity here. If anybody wants to get a question answered, this is the time for you to speak up or to type your question in the chat. I think, let me stop my share for a moment, and maybe it's something that you and I can talk about, John, if nobody has any questions. Let me just see something here. Okay. Yeah, last time. Last time we had talked about, this indicator that you wrote. I believe it's called, I'll tell you in just a moment, it's called Pivot 2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you have it there on your TradeStation. Can you share?
I think so. Let me see. Okay. I'm going to try sharing as an application, but I don't know if this will work across multiple monitors.
No.
Or is it sort of cutting it off here?
It's kind of cutting it off, yeah. So
all right, let me go back to just sharing the monitor.
Yeah, maybe you need to get IT to figure that one out, right? How to share multiple monitors. Yeah.
I don't even know if Zoom can do it.
Well, if you said that you have the option that allows you to enable
it
this,
says
right?
that, but I've never gotten it to work. At least in the sense that I think it should work, but I think what they mean is actually you can share multiple monitors, but one at a time. In other words, they don't mean that it shares one screen of multiple monitors. What they mean is you can do two at the same time, but they're separate.
Is that in the settings of the Zoom app or is, okay, let me go ahead and check.
So it doesn't really do what we want.
Yeah, all right. So yeah, the study is Pivot 2, I think. We may have like two versions of the same study, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Was it a show me? I can't remember.
I believe it was an indicator. So EA Pivot.
Oh, okay.
2.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
All right.
Oops, did I put the wrong one on there? Let me
That's
take
strange.
Let me take these other. Oh, there it is. Okay. Take that guy off. Okay.
Strange, huh?
Yeah. I don't see anything. Unless I was messing with the code, which I may have been. So because I remember we were working on something.
Yeah, last time we met, I think we said something about this study and we probably pulled it up, right?
Exactly. Let's take a look and see what this code does. All right. So that code looks okay. Oh yeah, and then we draw some trend lines. And there we go. Okay. So I remember this now. Yes.
Yeah, this is interesting because this is the code, I think it just identifies pivots, right? And
Yes.
instead of doing a dot like a show me, this indicator is actually drawing trend lines connecting a pivot high to a pivot low, right?
Correct.
Oh, pretty cool. All right. The
I'll have to look
problem,
at why that doesn't work on SPY. Something interesting there. I don't know. Okay. Might have to do with, I was going to say session, but no, there's no session.
switch it back to SPY again. Yeah, it's strange that doesn't work.
No,
on
it doesn't
SPY.
work on SPY. We could debug it, but
What about another symbol like the Q?
yeah, it seems to be working on everything except for, I see some higher price stocks. It doesn't seem to like. Okay. So
What would that be, right?
I have no idea. Yeah, we'll have to.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Doesn't seem like we make any references to the price of the stock, right? Or any type of formula that would.
Nothing that would cause a problem that I can think of. Huh. Have to check into that.
All right. So this is of course this is an indicator that identifies pivots and creating a strategy on this. I think we already have strategies that are designed on pivots because I mean the indicator is nice looking because it's connecting pivot heights to pivot lows.
Correct.
But I think we already have a built-in strategy. I think it's called swing high and swing low, isn't it?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. So I had received a question about turning that indicator into a strategy, but I
Oh
suggest
yeah.
anybody that's doing that can just take a look at the strategy that's in here. Is it called swing high or pivot high?
I
Well, it's not.
think
Yeah, pivot right there.
there it is.
Pivot reversals, and we have pivot extension. So those two are things that you can look into if you want a strategy that generates orders on pivots. Whether we make our indicators 3.
Yes. Yeah, it's going to be exactly the same. See, as soon as you get enough where in real time where you would have identified the pivot, similar.
Right.
Actually,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's exact. Yeah.
Yeah, but it needs, yeah, exactly, because of the strength, it needs to wait until a few bars
Correct.
are created to confirm that there's a pivot, correct? Because what the indicator is doing, the indicator is kind of drawing backwards, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Makes sense. Makes sense.
All right.
Because it may be visually tricky when you look at it, that indicator, because it looks like you're identifying.
It does. It does. It looks like it knows high and low in real time, but it actually is after the fact. Right.
So maybe whoever asked me, they saw the indicator and said, well, I want to trade that
Yes,
strategy.
yes, exactly. That looks pretty perfect. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, pretty cool. So let me go ahead and remove that from my list.
All right.
Prasad wanted to, I think Prasad just figured it out himself. He wanted to look at a study here called Subsession OHLC,
Hmm.
which was the previous days on today's date. And he wanted to show the previous day's numbers on today's date. And I think he figured out he just needed to change the input to 0.
Gotcha. Yes.
Right. And yeah, I know that last time that we met, we were having some conversations on some of these studies that draw lines. You know, it looks at, like, for example, a previous session's high, low, open, close, and then
Correct.
you can plot them on today's data.
Yes, we have, OHLC yesterday, and there are several different types of things. That subsession
Right.
one that, and
If you wanted, because maybe I did get a little bit stuck here when we were doing this indicator. For example, I think I was trying to figure out a way to show yesterday's open, high, low, close on today's trading activity, but have them show up as horizontal lines all across my chart. Because I think a lot of these indicators, what they do is that they truncate the horizontal line per session. But if I wanted to show just yesterday's open, high, low, and close as horizontal lines across the whole chart, is there an easy way to do that? Like, I was trying to use like custom 4 lines and then setting them to and using day high, day low. I'm sorry, high D, low D, the reserved word, but it wasn't really working. I guess it requires a little bit more programming than just using a custom 4 line, right?
right. The key is probably, if you want to extend it back, there are 2 ways to do. So let's say these are these 4 lines from yesterday, but you want them all the way, not just here today. You want them going all the way back in history, and get rid of all the lines that are back here. Then the what you'd end up doing, there's kind of 2 ways to do a plot in history. One is you can back reference the plot by putting a number here, like I'm showing, and you can plot back some number of bars ago. The problem with that is that it increases the max bars back for the indicator. So typically what we do instead to backplot is, instead of using a plotted line, we just create a horizontal trend line. So for example, here in this OHLC yesterday, you could probably do something like this: if date equals current date. In other words, if I'm plotting today, then we'd probably want to do something like a very, very simple way to do it would be probably, let me just try this.
No, like use the trend line. That's right.
Yes. So I create a little teeny, actually, maybe I'll do it this way. No, I'll use date, time of embargo to create a little teeny horizontal trend line, and then I'll set the I'm just going to use one of the built-in pre-declared variables. Okay, so let's just try something here. And extend it back to the left. So the idea here would be and I'm just going to do it for yesterday's open line just to prove the concept, is that if we're plotting today, then create a trend line and at the same price and extend it back to the left. So this doesn't do anything about removing the historical oh, sorry, this done differently. This gets value 1. This doesn't do anything about removing any historical plots or anything. It's going to still have all those lines on there. Are there 2 parameters to this? Oh, the true and false. Okay. Okay. So now there it is.
Okay.
Can you see this guy?
For sure. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So that, it's taking the little magenta line here from yesterday's open and extending it back.
Yeah, I guess you'd have to do the same thing for the other data points, but this
exactly.
And you also have to put in some code for it to remove that when the new session opens up, right?
No, because when you open up your chart tomorrow, current date will be different, and it will only create the trend line when date equals current date. So this will only execute this code today, quote unquote.
Unless you leave it open overnight, then you'll have 2 sets of trend lines, right?
Well, it will rerun overnight when we do the overnight refresh. And when we do the overnight refresh, then again, this will only be true on one day. So you shouldn't end up with any duplicates of the trend lines.
Yeah. Okay. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cool stuff. Okay,
and then you could put the rest of the plotting behind date equals current date also to prevent the historical plots. So instead of you could say if count is greater than 2, and date equals current date. Then this will get rid of all your historical lines. So now you can see the historical lines are all gone. We just have lines today, and we did the extension of this one.
Pretty cool. I'm looking at this setting that you turned on, the use dual monitors on Zoom. And I think it refers to as a presenter for you to be able to share screen on one monitor and see the participants on a separate screen.
I see.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not really what we think of.
No,
yeah.
Exactly. Yes. All right. I don't see any more questions, John.
Oh,
so
okay.
I think this is going to be a short class.
Okay.
Remember, guys, that this is an easy language class where we talk about customizing indicators and strategies. Of course, I mean, there is a limit. We sometimes, we can talk about we can just discuss how to access the information and maybe
or at least get started, right?
As we get started. I think Mike is raising his hand. Mike, do you have a question that you want to ask John? Or did you just raise the hand?
Might have clicked on it accidentally.
Maybe.
This is Steve.
Hey, Steve, how you doing?
Good. I just have a comment on that EA pivots 2. I see that it is a lagging indicator, but what I do find helpful with the indicator just so you know, is it does confirm a top or a bottom. So at least you can look at it and go, okay, and it's very accurate. So it'll tell you 3 or 4 minutes later that it's occurred, or 3 time frames, but at least it does confirm on your chart. Yep, that's a bottom. Doesn't mean it's not going to go lower again or go higher, but it's been very, very accurate, confirming the tops and the bottoms. And then a lot of times you just, after a top, you get some chop, or you immediately normally don't just go right down, but go sideways for a while. But it does help you make an entry as you're looking at your chart going, okay, I see that it confirmed a bottom, which is difficult for me to do because I can't watch every time frame and go, okay, because if I'm looking at 4 or 5 markets, I can easily switch from chart to chart and go, okay, that confirmed the bottom, this one confirmed the bottom. A lot of times they're very consistent, and it just helps you make better trading decisions.
Interesting.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. Nice. So yeah, and in terms of strategies, I'm not sure if you were here at the beginning of our class, Steve, but we talked about the built-in pivot strategies that we have there. We have one that is called the pivot extension and the pivot reversal. I'm not even sure if you were the one who asked about a strategy based on this indicator.
I did. I was the one who asked that. Yeah.
Yeah, but if those two
But there
built-in
is a different one, you
strategies,
said, pivot extension or pivot reversal?
yeah, one's called the pivot extension and pivot reversal.
Okay.
So I believe, I
those
mean,
out.
it's what the name implies. One goes in one direction, the other one goes in the opposite direction when it identifies a pivot.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, take a look at those, and if you have any questions on those, yeah, just let us know, okay?
I will.
And there is a lot of discussion on pivot-based strategies in the support forum. And,
Okay.
we've answered quite a few questions there too. So yeah.
All right, perfect.
Might find the support forum helpful too.
Excellent. Yeah. Since Mike has a question on MACD, Mike, go ahead.
Yes, hi. Maybe I can, you can hear me now, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
we can hear you.
Awesome. So I got a question. I have what do you call it? It's a study, I guess, that shows if the MACD crossbar goes downwards, it turns red, and if it is going up, it turns green. So I got that. I don't know who I got it from, but definitely from here. So it would be here somehow. And my question is, can it be made a numeric, like instead of turning red and green, can it be like minus if it is going downwards and plus, or just 6 positive if it is going upwards?
Yeah, I think John, what Mike is referring to is the MACD on radar screen, right?
That's
Oh,
correct.
has-
Yes.
Yeah, the one that has shows
Oh.
the bars that go the column.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So what you're saying is that instead of showing you, so the number tells you how many bars ago it crossed,
Correct.
but if it crossed to the negative side, you want that number to be a negative.
Right. Instead of
Okay.
just red.
I see what you're saying. I'm not sure if you got what he said, John.
I got part of it.
Okay,
Okay.
let's bring it up and see if we can take a look
All
at
right,
it.
let me get rid of some of this other.
Yeah. So
Okay.
the cross bars ago tells us how many bars ago it crossed, right?
Yes.
So, and I think what Mike said is that he was able to color code that number to show green if it crossed to the upper side or red to the downside. But I think what he wants to do is to have a negative number if it's a negative crossover.
Oh, okay.
That should not be a hard fix, right?
No, it should not be. In fact, I was just going to look and see if the MACD code. Okay, so here's where we're plotting the crossbars ago, and we're using the green or the red color. for the value. So
Oh,
the
so it's already changing the color based on the direction that it crosses?
correct.
Oh, okay. All
So
right.
there must be someone which is red right now. Maybe we can
Yeah,
see the
let
red, but
me.
I'm just trying to see.
Yeah, I was going to say that it seemed strange that they. Let me add some more. Let me try see if anything's going on here in the home.
Or change the interval to daily.
Uh,
Maybe
Tesla should show something red. It's going
Which one?
downwards. Tesla TSLA.
Oh, okay.
no, on a 5 minute, maybe not. So
Oh, it's 5 minutes, maybe a day. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can go to daily here.
Yep.
you're gonna make your transition crash.
And I have the same thing. I don't know how many tickers are
There we
there.
go.
Yeah, there we go.
It takes a long time to. Okay.
So Mike, what you're saying is that instead of showing the color, you
Yeah,
want it to be either positive if it's green and negative if it's red.
that's correct. I mean, color could be fine. I mean, if it is red when it is negative, that's also fine with me. I just want to sort it. Like it is not possible to sort if it is
Oh,
just
Oh,
red.
I see. Okay.
okay.
So if we wanted to, what we could do is instead of plotting crossbars ago, what a simple way to do this would be, we would use the built-in if function, and we'd say if crossbars ago. Whoops, I'm having trouble typing here.
Wouldn't you be able to use the, I'm just thinking about the platform, the front end, because you should be able to use the filter bars on the top to filter first by the difference and second by bars ago.
You could do it that way. Absolutely.
So yeah, let's see your solution on Easylanguage and see how you would do this.
I would, and you could just.
I wish I could do that, but no, that's not gonna be happening.
This is being recorded, so you can always play it back and pause it. But in order for you to do what you want to do, like show the negative, yes, you have to go into Easylanguage and change it.
Yes, got it. Another question when John is doing it. Can we have two MACDs like crossbar goes, one showing 5 minutes, one showing hour? Because when I tried to do it yesterday, when I changed it, both became the same. I have added like MACD1, MACD2 that allowed, but when I changed the time frame, it changed for both.
Yeah, for that, you'd have, I mean, the easy fix for that would be to have the symbol listed twice in the radar screen, and then you change the time frame of each one separately.
Twice? You mean two different pages or?
Instead of having the MACD appear twice, we have the symbol appear twice, like in two separate rows. It can be on the same page. It can be right below the other. And that way you have two symbols set to different time frames, and the MACD calculates accordingly. I think let's see if Jonathan shows.
Okay, so I'll display it with the negative sign here, like that.
Right.
So now the code says, okay, it uses this little if function. If MACD diff is less than 0, then show, excuse me, negative crossbars ago. Otherwise, crossbars ago. So that way, you get the little. I don't know if you guys can see it. That's kind of
yeah,
small.
I can see the minuses.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, so then that way you can get the negative for the negative, and I mean the negative for the ones that
Downward.
crossed under. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Another way to do this, for example, if we use the filters on the top, can we sort by MACD difference and then bars ago? John, would that work?
I think so.
No,
So,
no, I don't think it works. You know
oh,
why?
it doesn't. Oh,
No, because since the values of the MACD difference are so different from each other, the second sort will do nothing because
I see.
the first sort, of course, takes over.
Takes precedence. Yes.
Yeah, so doing it this way would be the way to go about this, Mike. And as I said, the video is going to be uploaded in an hour or two, so you can. I'm not sure if have you ever edited Easylanguage before?
Yeah, once or twice maybe.
Okay, so you got a you got a
Yeah,
good
so this
handle
is
on it, so.
this is the original indicator that or study that is there.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
and then I can just see what you changed by watching the video. In fact, this is the only change you made, right?
Correct.
If statement, if MACD, if is less than 0, this is the only line you changed?
Exactly. I just changed. All this was doing was this plot was plotting crossbars ago,
Okay,
but I changed it to say with this to plot this if expression.
okay, I can just take a screenshot of that one instead of watching the video all the way.
There you
Okay,
go.
I did. So I'll try to change that one and see if I can make
See
it
if that'll work
negative.
for you.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
it works. Because that's, I was thinking like, so two things I was thinking if I could have like a two MACD columns on the radar screen and one showing 5 and one showing day or week and the other, and then if I could just do the sorting. So
What I would do, I would
The two
separate.
columns is
Yeah.
difficult.
Yes.
two columns is difficult, right? I mean, I
Correct.
could add
You're
another
better
study.
having another row with the other time frame.
Okay, so instead
So
of
you could like here, let's say I just wanted to do J&J. Whoops, I'm sorry. Okay, so I add another row of J&J and then go right here,
individually.
time frame, and put it to 5
Okay.
minute. And then now this row is 5 minute and this one's
Top
daily.
one is daily. Okay. Alrighty, yeah, I think I'll have to use Excel, but if I could do the minus thing, I think that would be,
Okay,
that would help. So
Okay.
thank you so much for that.
you're welcome. You're welcome.
You're welcome. And one more question from Steve. He wanted us to show him how to access the forums that talk about pivots. I think we can just do a regular search, right, John?
Correct. Once you get into the forums, and let's see, it'll go to, here you log in and you'll have to create a screen name. I won't go through all of it, but once you've got your screen name and you're into the forum, then you can do a search or just post a new question, because if you post a new question and say, look guys, here's what I'm trying to do, and can you point me to some relevant topics? We kind of act as a librarian. I say I used to work in that area. We keep a lot of FAQs for different things that come up, and the guys can definitely.
Is there a separate login for the forums? Because I mean, I've logged in from here and it brings me to my client login, and I can't find a forum anywhere.
All right, and then I think it's up at the top of the under support or something. I don't remember the.
You mean in the client center to check the username?
Well, that's where I end up. If I log in now, it says welcome back, log in to continue. I'll end up at the TradeStation.
Correct. You go in
Log
there and
me
then
in
it's under
screen.
support.
Yeah, if you go to if you're already in the client center, just go to the support tab at the top and it'll take you to
Support
the
tab.
forums.
Okay.
And then under there's something like community or something. And
That's why I'm asking. It's not as simple as Steve needs it to be, but I understand what you're saying. Okay, I gotta work a little bit to find it. That's fine. But now I got a direction of where to go. Okay. So before I had no Garmin, now at least I got a. Thank you.
Okay.
You're welcome. All right. I think now it is John. So
Okay.
okay, that's the link. Jim is sharing.
Is there any impact from your plantation facility down in Florida from the hurricane?
It wasn't bad. We got a lot of rain.
Okay.
But, and just a little bit of maybe a slight breeze or whatever, but it really wasn't bad. No, as far as I know, nobody lost any power or anything like that.
That's good to hear.
Yeah. Hey, Steve, try to use that link that Jim shared as a direct link to the forums. So
Oh,
if
awesome.
it
Thank
works,
you. I
if
didn't
it,
see
if it
that.
works, and you can probably bookmark it so that you can have direct access to it. Thank you, Jim.
Thanks, Jim.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for your time. John,
All right.
again, thank you for your time as well.
You're welcome.
Hope to see everyone in a future
See you
class.
next
Have a
time.
wonderful
Okay.
afternoon. Bye-bye.